From Hollywood, The Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Good evening. Tonight, your gas company Playhouse presents a tale of torment, obsession, and guilt, written by A.I. Bezerides and directed by Jacques Tourneur. Guest stars Dan Duryea and Joan Blondell appear with me in the dark and mysterious melodrama with overtones of the supernatural. It's a strange story, and I think you will find as much excitement in watching it as we did in making it. And now, in just 60 seconds, the first act of Sign of the Zodiac. I've changed my mind. I don't want my fortune told.
You can't be serious.
I'll wait for you in the car.
We came here partly for you to get you out of that creepy house. You haven't enjoyed yourself since Edwin died.
Well, maybe he's not even in.
Oh, Pierre never closes. He lives here. Come on. What harm can it do? What month were you born? August the 6th, wasn't it? That's Leo the Lion. I'm Sagittarius the Archer for December.
You don't believe in all this nonsense.
Of course, don't you?
Good afternoon, ladies.
Well, you don't remember me, but...
But of course I remember you. Your name is, Helen. No, Helene. Helene, Terry. How are you, my dear Miss Terry?
Oh, isn't he wonderful? This is Mrs...
Please, don't tell me her name. I prefer to get acquainted with you in my own fashion. If you'll excuse me, I'm just finishing up with a client. I'll get rid of her quickly.
Imagine, after 3 years, he remembers me.
Oh, they're just a bunch of phonies.
Tomorrow is a wonderful day for Pisces people, but today they must be extremely careful. That means you, Miss Watson. Bye. Miss Watson, she can't even pay a grocery bill without consulting me. Ladies? You've come to inquire into the future?
Her future. I just came for the ride.
Uh-huh. Well, now, Miss, don't tell me your name. Sit here, if you will. Now then, since I last saw you, your future has become your past. Shall we review?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I then foresaw the death of a loved one. But I also predicted a close relationship with someone who was always near, but never close. And now you are close. Good. And now for what still lies ahead. Shall we start with the cards?
All right.
Don't cut them, please. Just lay your hand on them for the length of a breath to let the spirit pass through. Oh, such a warm person. Such a warm touch. Here's one for you. A 7 of diamonds.
What does it mean?
May I have your hand, please? Oh, I remember this hand. I remember everything that's in it. Now for the glass. Shall we see what it has to say as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Very good. I'm so happy for you. You have a wish, and your wish will be granted. You've not been happy, but you will be very happy. All portents are unanimous. But one thing, I must warn you against pitfalls.
What kind of pitfalls?
Life has many pitfalls. Her face intrigues me. The minute I saw her, I said, there's tragedy in that face. May I, madam?
No, no, thank you.
Oh, go on, Madge. Let him. Be a sport.
No, I said no, and I mean no.
She's afraid. Why is she afraid? My dear, your future one day will become your present. Don't let it pounce upon you like a tiger from the jungle.
Helene, let's go.
You have nothing to fear from me. Nothing.
I want to go.
All right, Madge, dear. Seems to me you're making an awful fuss about nothing.
It's a little like going in swimming, isn't it? How cold the water is at first. May I have your hand, please?
What is it?
Feel my hand.
Oh, it's ice cold.
The instant I touched her, it passed from her to me, like a foreboding chill.
Madge, you can't go now.
Shall we look into the glass? I see mists swirling and swirling.
That's ridiculous. How can you see anything in that glass? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Someone is trying to come through. Recently, you had a death in your family. Of course, your husband and your brother. She's the one who was near, but never close. And the death of your brother has brought you together. If you have some object of his that I could hold, something permeated with his spirit, perhaps I could dissolve the mists and break down the barrier that keeps him from joining us.
You have something of Edwin's?
No, I didn't come here to play games. Anyone can see he's just a fake.
Mrs. Terry, when Miss Terry makes light of my profession, I'm not offended. But your open effrontery is another matter. I practice an art which has much potential for good and evil, and I will prove it to you. Your name was Colleen Owens. You were named after a dear friend of your mother's who died before you were born. Later on, when you grew up, it was not to your liking that you were named after someone deceased. So you gave yourself a new name, Madge. You didn't know that, did you? Neither did I. Till just this moment. Now, this object of your husband's. No. Before you open it, shall I tell you what it contains? Aside from the usual feminine things, I see a letter from Connaught and Evers, attorneys. It is addressed to you, Mrs. Edwin Terry. It is signed Lewis Connaught. It was written regarding the settlement of your husband's estate. There's been some delay. Also, in your purse, I see a watch. Suddenly, I can hear it ticking. It's a large watch, a man's watch.
It was Edwin's. His father gave it to him. It belonged to his father before that.
May I have it, please?
Go on, give it to him, Madge.
I'll be careful with it. How loudly and firmly it ticks. Like a heart beating in my hand.
Edwin wound it very carefully every night. He had a premonition that if it stopped, he'd die.
But your brother is alive, don't you see? As long as the watch runs, he's alive. Spiritually, of course, I mean. I see the mists again. They're thick, but they will clear. Now they're swirling faster. The vision grows clearer. Now I hear a voice crying havoc. You spoiled it. Someone was trying to communicate with you. Your husband, I'm certain of it. He wanted to tell you something.
No! Madge!
She seems very upset.
Well, I'll go after her. Elsie, did Mrs. Terry come in yet?
Yes, she's up in her room.
Thanks. Let me in, Madge. Madge, let me in, please. Oh, I was worried about you.
You were?
Yes, you were driving so fast, I was afraid you'd have an accident.
Why did you take me to that horrible man?
I thought it'd be fun. I had no idea you'd take it so seriously.
How did he know my name and about that letter from Mr. Conant?
Were you suggesting that I told him? How could I? I didn't know.
Oh, you knew. You knew when you told him everything that was in my purse.
I didn't, Madge.
I want you to pack your things and get out of this house at once. Do you hear me? At once.
Oh, Madge, you're not yourself. You haven't been in weeks.
You're so concerned about me. Well, you don't fool me with your concern. You resented me from the first day I met Ed.
That's not so. I was grateful for the happiness you brought him. My only concern was for you. But Edwin's dead. That's over.
Yes. Yes, he's dead. Oh. Oh.
What is it? Oh, your watch. You left it lying on the table at Pierre's.
I knew I'd forgotten something all the way home.
Well, it'll be perfectly safe, but if you're worried, I'll get it for you.
No. No, I'll get it.
Madge, no! Madge, that's a gun! What are you gonna do?
He must have gone out.
But I have to see him. It's very important.
You'll have to come again in the morning.
In the morning. Oh, yes, thank you. Helene. Helene.
She's not here. She's gone.
Gone? Oh, yes, that's right. I told her to go. Elsie, would you please fix me a glass of hot milk? It might help me to sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
Ed. Ed.
You were being watched? You didn't know you were being watched, did you? I saw you from my window. They tell me that gulls are the spirits of the dear departed. Sometimes I wonder what they're saying. Come in. Come in. You were here last night looking for me. I was just prognosticating the nature of my day. You must have had a great need to come all this way last night.
I did. I'd like to tell you about it if you don't mind.
I'm entirely at your service. Before you tell me, however, I have good news for you. Very good news. Last night, because of the watch, I achieved a breakthrough. You won't believe this, but I saw your husband. But first, this need of yours.
I came for my watch.
I had it beside my bed last night, but its ticking kept me awake. So I put it back here in the drawer. Strange. It's not here.
I know. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. It was returned to me last night.
Returned? I'm afraid I don't understand. What time was it returned?
About 3 o'clock, a little after.
That was the time I saw your husband. I remember looking at the watch. Don't you see? It was he who returned it.
Watches can't be carried by the dead.
They can, and they are. There's even a name for the phenomenon. Teleportation.
Yesterday you said you heard Ed's voice crying havoc. Did he say anything to you last night?
No. But he seemed, angry about something.
If he could carry this watch from your house to my house, wouldn't he be capable of doing something else? Committing violence, possibly hurting someone?
Sometimes, with certain incantations and ceremonies, a hostile spirit can be exorcised, driven out permanently.
Could you do that? Could you come to my house tonight and drive him away? I'd be willing to pay for it.
Why, yes, I'd be glad to do that. Without any charge at all.
This is the study.
Powerful forces of evil fill this house. How long did you say your husband lived here?
He was born here. His father before him.
Oh, that'll be more difficult than I realized. If his family has been in this house all these years, he'll keep coming back. Tell me, why would he be angry with you?
I didn't love him. I married him for his money. He was an old man, quite old. I was certain he would die soon.
And when he didn't, you wished for his death. My dear Madge, it's a common thing to wish for the death of one whose presence has become appalling.
Oh, I did more than wish for his death, much more. I killed him.
Well, why do you share this terrible secret with me?
You know, you've known all the time. You had a sweet racket, didn't you? People come to you with their secrets and then you blackmail them for all it's worth. Only this time you're not going to get away with it.
I admire you. I really do admire you. How clever you are. You'll kill me, call the police, and claim that I tried to blackmail you. We had an argument and you defended yourself. A charming woman like you, you're bound to be believed.
Mrs. Terry! Mrs. Terry! Mrs. Terry, there were shots.
Yes, I killed a man. He threatened me. He became violent. I had... Oh. I have to find him. I have to find him. killed you. I killed you. You're dead.
It's all right, Lieutenant. Miss Terry pulled his fangs. It's loaded with blanks, so right now I'd be dead.
No! Please let her go! It was you. You told him everything that was in my purse and about the letter. You got Elsie to lie for you. You didn't move out. You hid in the house. You waited till I was asleep. You put the watch in my room.
No.
You did. You hate me because I killed your brother.
I don't hate you.
Well, you should. Didn't you hear me? I killed her brother. I killed her brother. Aren't you going to arrest me?
Yes, Miss Terry.
Oh,
You better come along, too. There'll be papers to sign.
Please be gentle with her.
Let's go.
shh. They're saying something. What? What are they saying?
Poor Madge. You did a good job, Pierre. How much do I owe you?
I believe we discussed how much you were to pay me. But I've been thinking. I've decided you don't owe me a penny. Not a penny.
Oh?
There's something I've been wondering about, though. Something odd. You don't mind if I ask. Did Madge really kill her husband?
You heard what she said.
Yes, I know. She said she killed him. And I think she believes she really did. But, just between the two of us, she didn't kill him, did she? You see, I'm not a man without scruple. When you employed me to help bring a murderess to justice, I did a little investigating on my own. Had your brother died by drowning or was given the wrong pill or something like that, I could understand Madge's guilt.
She's morally guilty. He had a stroke. She didn't call the doctor. She let him die.
Your brother suffered a massive brain hemorrhage. He died instantly. She could have called 10 doctors and nothing would have saved him. Nothing.
She married Edwin for his money.
Yes, I know. And he married her for love. They made a bargain. How long has your brother been dead now? More than a year, isn't it? It took all that time for you to cast a spell over Madge, to break her mind, to convince her that she was guilty.
How could I possibly do a thing like that?
Oh, witches are not always old hags who ride around on broomsticks. Some are sweet-faced women who speak with loving words.
I've got to go. They're waiting for me at the police station.
Oh, yes. You're in a great hurry, aren't you? To sign the papers that will commit your poor Madge to an institution.
She's out of her mind.
That was your doing. You were against the marriage from the start. Your brother knew that. That's why he cut you out of his will and left everything to Madge. You were dependent on her charity.
You're talking nonsense. You better look in your crystal ball again.
I have. You know what I found? This woman who trusted you, who loved you, who believed that you loved her, she's gonna get well. I'm gonna help her get well. And when she does, you won't even have her charity. Now, you may go.
What is it about having your fortune told? Why is it so appealing? It's all a lot of nonsense. You know it and I know it, but is there a gypsy in the house? Join us again next week. Good night.